Where do most people charge their vehicles? In their garage. So what if I told you a charging vehicle can cause a structure fire and it might not be the way you think? Now, there's been a number of vehicle recalls related to charging fires. And probably the largest one, the Chevy Bolt. Over 50,000 vehicles recalled all at once because they kept catching on fire while the owners were charging their vehicles. But that's not what I'm talking about here today. There's other ways that charging your vehicle can cause a structure fire. Before we get into the details, we have to talk about the different types of chargers. We'll start at the top, and this one isn't really that important for what I'm talking about today. That's a level 3 charger. These are high voltage chargers typically found in commercial areas. They're 3-phase, 480 volts, a lot of power there. They're designed to put a lot of power into the electric vehicle and charge them very quickly. What I'm going to focus on in this video is the level 2 and the level 1 chargers. Those are things typically found in somebody's home. The level 2 charger, that's 220 volts, AC power, very high current. It really depends on the charger, it really depends on the strategy, but they are anywhere from 30 to 100 amps. And then you get into your level 1 chargers. These are the types of plugs, outlets that most people are used to in their homes. 110 volt standard power coming out of your wall. In the US, the common thing is Romex. And they come in 2 different gauges, primarily 14 gauge and 12 gauge. If it's a newer home, there's probably not a lot of concern. The problem is when people live in older homes with older electrical service, they end up with a lot of older Romex, very similar to this one. You've got a cloth exterior, you've got very brittle paper on the outside, typically smaller gauges of wire. So this can cause a problem when you start looking at charging an electric vehicle. When you look at a 110 volt, a traditional outlet in a home, when you go to plug an electric vehicle into that outlet, you're trying to draw a large current from that outlet. A larger current that the home may not be able to accept. So as the homeowner charges this electric vehicle, they think everything's good, but the circuit may not be able to handle all that current. As the electric vehicle is charging, the wires inside that wall are going to start heating up, and that will cause a failure eventually. When you start looking at the circuit breaker box, older homes, they could be a fuse box. While the home may have a 15 or a 20 amp circuit going out to those outlets, it really depends on how things are wired and what's going to that outlet, the type of wiring being used. There's a lot of factors that are in play here. Traditionally, things we plug into the wall that we use on a daily basis, they don't draw a constant 15 or 20 amps. You may have a spike in current when you turn an item on, but then that current settles out at a very low level while that device is in operation. That's not the case with an EV charger. They use a whole lot of current. Now, if you're finding this content helpful and you're liking my other videos, I really recommend subscribe, click this little button right down here. It really helps me out as I'm trying to grow this channel. Now, getting up to the level 2 chargers. Ideally, these level 2 chargers are 220 volt, but they're being installed by qualified electricians. So if homeowners are having these installed, they're being installed properly, they're being hardwired in, and that really helps things out, and that really reduces the chance of fire. However, there are some level 2 chargers that plug in, very similar to an electric stove or an electric dryer. They use a wide variety of different plugs and outlets depending on the amount of current required for charging that electric vehicle. Unfortunately, some of these plugs, they're not designed for 100% duty cycle.
Duty.
And that's what we're seeing with an electric vehicle. If it requires 30 amps, it's using 30 amps through that entire charging cycle, drawing a lot of power. That puts a lot of wear and tear, a lot of stress, a lot of heat into the outlet, into the plug, and they're finding a lot of these plugs are starting to fail catastrophically, cause structure fires, garage fires during these charging operations. So like I said in the beginning, absolutely there have been cases where electric vehicles have caught on fire, the high voltage battery has caught on fire while the vehicle's charging. This is a thing that's happened multiple times. There's been several recalls associated with this, but that's, again, not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about charging fires due to poor electrical installations in the house, old wiring, and things like that can cause catastrophic failures and actually cause structure fires. Now, that structure fire, that garage fire, may or may not lead to an electric vehicle fire, a vehicle fire with that high voltage battery involved that could be an issue for firefighters, could extend their time on scene. But just because the garage is involved, just because that electric vehicle is involved in the fire, don't think that the high voltage battery is automatically involved. It's possible to have a structure fire, have a garage fire, and not have that high voltage battery involved. Put a few hundred gallons of water on that car, put everything out, and everything will be okay. Another thing I've seen quite commonly when it comes to people using electric vehicles, charging those vehicles, is using extension cords, and that's a big no. You know, once you start using an extension cord, usually they're buying the cheapest extension cord they can find, something like this, 16 gauge wire, not meant for high current operations, and that can cause a fire. It's no longer an extension cord, it's a wick. Ultimately, if you're a homeowner watching this, if you're somebody who has purchased an electric vehicle, make sure you're charging everything properly. Make sure your electrical system can handle that type of current draw from the charger. And if you're installing something, if you're getting a level 2 charger installed, make sure it's being installed by a qualified electrician. As always, if you have any questions you want to add to this conversation, feel free to comment below.